Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Wallaby Racing. This is Tier 2, Round 2. Sounds a bit strange, considering we just did Round 9, but this is a make-up race for Tier 2, considering we had a fair few lobby issues with Round 2, where they couldn't actually get the lobby going. You know, there was updates, there was maintenance updates with Cody's, all that sort of stuff. So we thought we'd throw it to them, see what they wanted to do, and they chose to make up the race on the break that we've got going on. So you're joined here by Duck Puncher. I will be your commentator for tonight for Round 2 makeup race here in Brazil for a sprint round. It is raining. It is wet. This is going to be interesting. This is sprint quali. Now, we've got a new name to the grid. It is, where is he? In the Ferrari, it is Salt for My Chips. Man of my own heart with Salt for My Chips. You might also notice that I'm a bit stuffed up in the nose. I'm a bit crook at the moment, so I went out fishing in very, very windy weather. So, I'm going to jump on board with a few of the guys that are already out on track. I'll quickly bring up a few things as well. So Magic Shot, the only person to go out on the intermediate tyres. Everybody else out on those soft tyres. I'd be interested to see how he goes with these. I don't quite think it's wet enough for these tyres just yet. I'm not sure, but everybody else out on those softs should surely tell you that it's not quite wet enough yet. We've got another one out on the soft tyres. It is Carl Finetza in the Williams. Also, Dale Bebbs now joins the green team. The green walled tyres out on track. Everybody else out on those soft tyres. So, a few things to note for the week 2. We've had... Sorry, got to sneeze. Sorry about that. We've had an absolute epic week in terms of driver moves, you know, with the trade window opening up. Tier 2 trade window will open up as soon as the stewards are done with their stewarding for Tier 2. We'll open up the trade window for Tier 2, and we'll get that underway as well. There'll be a few moves, I can tell you now. The TP of Kick Sauber down True Oz Gamer, making up a massive change. I think he's changing 5 out of 6 of his drivers. So it is an entirely new it is an entirely new lineup for his Kick Sauber team there. As we are starting to see some drivers out already setting their lap times in Zervings with a 1:08.9. Give me 2 seconds, guys. All right, apologies for that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Magic Shot out in the lap at the moment. I'd be interested to see how he goes with his green wall tyres. Only 2 on track with the intermediates. I'd be shocked to see if he can go any better than these guys out on track at the moment. Taipan with a 1:08.734, currently sitting in P1, followed by Zervings with his 1:08.9. Yuki Bear in P3 for the Kick Sauber. I don't expect him to be going anywhere. I think Yuki Bear is going to be probably the only driver that's going to stay with Kick Sauber. Scoob in P4 for the Aston Martin, while Kirsch sits in P5. It's Techie in P6 for the Williams. followed by Moshi Peas. Shifty Wizard in P8. It's Formula Fish in P9, Uff and Hoof, followed by his teammate Mason Racing in P10 and 11. It is then Top in P12, JTM in P13, Dito in P14, Carl Finitza in 15 on those intermediate tyres, setting a 1:11. The intermediates are just not it. Rapid Kahoot in 16th. Magic Shot goes up to 15th from there. So those intermediate tyres, I think everyone can start to see that it's just not the right time for him yet. Rapid Kahoot, Dale Bevs, and Salt for my chips yet to set a lap. You may also notice that we are missing a driver. That driver is Zoltan. As you may have seen from last week with Matty Skills and I doing the 100% race, there was a massive incident between Zoltan, who else? Zoltan, Carl Finitza, and Taipan, I believe it was, where they all went into a wall, created a massive scene. Those guys, Zoltan, as a result of that incident, has received a race ban. So JTM retiring from the session. Not too sure why he's retired so early. I mean, yes, I do. It's starting to get more wet. Okay. Scoob also retiring from the session in P4. So it looks like the time to beat is a 1:08, and it's just not going to happen under these wet conditions. You know, setting a lap on those soft tyres really early days is probably the best option that you could have gone for. I don't know who's still coming out. So this is not good for Carl Finitza. Opting to go out in those inters was probably, I think, the worst call that could have been made from him, and it sucks, but you hate to see it. But we've still got the cars out on track. Taipan now going out on track on the soft tyres, trying to beat his time or just to get a few laps in. Zervik's also on an outlap. Yuki Bear still in the pit lanes. Kirsch, we might jump on board with Taipan as he is on another set of softs, probably the same set of softs. I don't expect him to go any faster than that 1:08.7. It's just starting to look a bit too wet out there. Yeah, starting to get a bit slippy, I think. Manny, Formula Fish, my goat. Let's go, Haas, says the Haas team principal. Already one driver out, retiring from the retiring in pit lane because it's just too wet. And then one driver out on track by the looks of it. Yep, he is. As mentioned, I don't expect them to be going any quicker than what they already are, than what they've already done. I think it's just too wet. I can't. Yeah, see the way Taipan was just getting real squirrely into turns 2 and 3. So guys, please remember that we do have 2 partner leagues that we are working with currently this season. That is Rapid Racing League and OCE Racing League. Both of those leagues currently have an iRacing team, and I believe Rapid is also starting an Assetto Corsa League. So if that's something that is up your alley, guys, please jump on board with them. Check them out. Definitely go and show them some love on their streams. I believe OCE might be running a stream at the moment as well. But, you know, get on over there, check them out. And if they're up your alley, I can tell you that they are 2 very, very well-run leagues. So make sure you jump on board with them. Even if you're just being a reserve, it definitely helps them out. It helps us out as well. Just seeing that we are helping as much as we can as a partner league. So make sure, go check them out. We'll get back to it now. So yeah, Taipan, as I suspected, comes back into the pit. Zervix follows in. Yuki Bear still in the pits. Guys, if you are done, just retire. That way, we can probably get this going a little bit quicker. Kirsch now coming into the pits. Techie still in pit lane. Mushy Peas goes in P7 currently. He's not going to go any faster. Currently on a lap now. I'm not too sure what he's doing. Mason Racing now coming into the pit, is already in the pit lane as well. Carl Finitza is going to be starting in P19. unable to beat his time. If I was Carl, I probably would have gone back out on his intermediate tyres and try and just got that little bit of an extra position on Magic Shot. Salt for my chips with that 1:11.380, unable to get any better of his time. Looks like he did his on his soft tyres too, if I'm not wrong. He did. Soft, oh no, yeah, soft tyres, 2 laps, a 1:11.3. Either had a massive issue somewhere or just got out way too late. And I think it's the latter. 16th for Bears, rip my dude. It's exactly right. Again, raining in the pit lane there, as you can see. I think Dale Bev's got out a bit too late, and that obviously set him back in terms of drivability on track there. So he wasn't able to put in a stonking lap time. Mason Racing now retires. So we're just waiting for Magic Shot to retire. If he's going to, he's on a lap note, enters the pit lanes. And we're just waiting for Taipan to retire as well. Because it looks like we could be getting this session underway very quickly. So Taipan, if you're there, my man, please retire. Come on, Taipan. Come on, Taipan. Come on. Well, while we're waiting, I'm just going to bring up I don't have him on stream tonight just because I wasn't ready. I just had a lot going on this week. Hey, he's retired. So there's I'll keep going with this. So there is our grid for today. Taipan starting in P1, followed by Zervings in the Visa Cash App RB. Fresh to I think it's a reserve actually. Yuki Bear kicks Sauber in P3. Scoob in P4 starting on that second row, followed by Kirsch and Taki on the third row. On the fourth row, it's Mushy Peas and Shifty Whizzer in the Haas, Formula Fish and Uffenhoof in P9 and 10, followed by Mason Racing the Alpine. It's Red Bull, a WRL top in P12. JTM, the other kick Sauber in P13. Rapid Kahoot for the Ferrari in P14. And 15th was somebody who I didn't have a look at. I didn't see it. So I got all the way to P14. So we'll get there. So, big race coming up here. This is the Tier 2 makeup race here in Brazil. It is a sprint round. So these guys are now about to take out a quick, I think a sprint is maybe 25, no, not 25%, whatever it is. But they're going to have a quick blat around the track for a couple of laps, get themselves some top 10 points, remembering that the top 10 in a sprint round are the only drivers that can receive a point for their team in terms of where they land in the standings on the grid. And only the top 10. If you finish with inside the top 10 and you get the fastest lap, you will get that extra point for that fastest lap too. Anything outside of that top 10 is not going to happen. So it is a green light, and we are off. I've got everything up here. Telemetry, bam, bam. Thank you, man. We'll have a look at some position changes. Yuki Bear now goes up into P2 as he overtakes Zervings into turns 1 on the start there. Kirsch also up in position. We've got a fair few people up 1 position. Carl Finitza up 2 positions while Dale Bez drops 2. Magic Shot now goes down right down to P19. It is still a bit of a battle here. It looks like Yuki Bear getting a little bit sideways. Doesn't get sideways, but he's now on the back, right on the back of Taipan. As Yuki Bear and Taipan, we've seen this battle time and time again. Something always goes wrong with Taipan. That is a Visa Cash App around. That is Zervings on right down the back, joining his teammate in P18 and 17. Not too sure what happened there, but Mason Racing the Alpine up 3 positions, while Carl Finitza now up a whopping 7 positions, goes around the outside, gets it done the hard way, as now he joins up into P12, close to the points. He's getting up there as much as he can. Techie starting exactly where he started, unable to make up any positions, but he is now headed down the straight. Taipan opening up the fastest laps times there. We know Oh, Taki now up in position as well, it looks like. Mushy Peas has had a bit of an outing somewhere. He's had a big spin. He's dropped right the way down to P13 for the Mercedes. That's not good for him. We're going to jump back up here with Yuki Bear and Taipan as they are still battling it out. Looking like they're losing a little bit of time here, but Scoob up one position into P3, managing to get, I can't remember who it was. It was Zervings. Managed to get Zervings. Teki following suit now in P5. Now joining the back of that DRS train that will be starting very soon. Just needs to try and make up a little bit more time because in Tier 2, Williams have had an absolute mare. Magic Man, 1/3 of a 50% race. Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. So Mason Racing up now 4 positions, but this guy down here, Carl Finitza, up 8 positions. Now just joining the back of its JTM. But the issue here is though, it's now turning into a massive DRS train. Already seeing some cars harvesting, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. Oh, they're running. No, it's all good. So the gap between Yuki Bear and Taipan, 1/10. Yuki Bear now takes the lead off of Taipan. Taipan now being followed by his own teammate Scoob. We've seen these two drive before, side by side, Scoob and Taipan. They work really well as a team, but Yuki Bear now taking the lead of this sprint race. Lap 3 of 12. It's now up to him to hold out and just keep that position for the remainder of this session. Scoob in P3, followed by Kirsch, followed by Teki, who is all over the back of Kirsch. Just trying to force an error, show a little bit of pressure on him. Looks like he's just doing a little bit more than what Kirsch is. It's just holding him tight. Formula Fish up 3 position in P6 for McLaren. The solo driver for McLaren tonight. Salt for my chips now gains a 3-second time penalty. And Scoob now also picks up a 3-second time penalty. Scoob, that is not good for him. And Yuki Bear and Taipan. Taipan regains the lead of Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear now wants to fight back as much as he can, but Yuki Bear has a little bit of work to do as he has lost 3/10. He does have the DRS advantage, though, coming into this next lap. So we'll have to see. But Yuki Bear now picks up a 3-second penalty as well. That is not good for his time, for his positioning at the end of the race. He needs to stay within, needs to outside of 3 seconds on Taipan to be able to make this count for some bloody good points, because he needs to stay within that top 10. And currently, he would be dropping down a fair bit. So we've got a yellow flag, Sector 2. It is a Red Bull around. No, it's an RB around again. It's Zervix. Now under threat from the Haas for P18 and 19. Not that it's going to make a difference. Yuki Bear regaining the lead on Taipan. He's just now going to break that 3-second gap in order to try and maintain that P1. Yeah, Truel's Gamer says Upper Sauber. This man right here, this TP is ruthless. Getting rid of 5 out of his 6 drivers. From what we've heard, 5 out of his 6 drivers gone. With Tier 2 yet to open up for their trade period as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what trades he makes. I personally think Yuki Bear is the only safe driver that he's got that is going to be maintaining his position within the team. But Taipan closely following him. He's only 3/10 behind. And Taipan's teammate in the Aston Martin, Scoob AU, really closely following his teammate, trying to use all the position that he can just to help out his teammate. And there we go. Taipan now getting Yuki Bear under DRS. And now Scoob coming in real hot. Now on the back of Yuki Bear. It's going to be a DRS swapping race, this one, I have a feeling, between these guys. Yuki Bear, though, with that 3-second penalty, is unable to break any sort of... Oh, Dale Bear's out of the session. What happened here? Through turns 1 and 2, just got a bit don't know. He's gone. So Dale Bevs is out of the session. That is a DNF. No safety car, thankfully. But we are going to keep going back up here. Yuki Bear is going to get that DRS advantage down the main straight, so he will retake the lead, I'm guessing. However, like I said, I think it's just going to be a DRS swap here. So JTM, Mason Racing now dropping a fair few positions all the way down to P15. Carl Finitza now up into the points, so doing extremely well, going from P19 to P10. What a race from Carl Finitza. This guy right here, right on the back of JTM, sitting in that DRS train, so unable to get any positions, sort of unable to take advantage of it. He's just trying to pull in quite closely, only sitting 5/10 behind JTM, but still unable to get it done. So Uffenhof in P8, Formula Fish in P7, while Shifty Wizard is in P6, followed by Taki. Yuki Bear now gets... Oh my god, Yuki Bear has lost 3 positions, almost 4. Loses 3 positions, now goes from P1. Scoob is now up into P1. His teammate Taipan is not going to be happy with that. So Kirsch now up into P3. Yuki Bear losing all those positions. Got a little bit sideways there. Looks like a little bit of contact was made and has now lost those positions. It's now outside of the 3-second gap that he needs to be able to stay on that podium. So he could drop a fair whack by come end of race, because there is still... What do we got? Shifty Wizard. Oh, he could... No, he'd only potentially drop 1 position, actually. Well, potentially 2. So now Kirsch goes up into P1. Looks like he's made a massive double overtake on the straight. But there it is. Taipan goes back through down the inside on Kirsch. Gets the job done very nicely. Now Scoob back into P3. Will want that position back off of Kirsch. And it's got... I'd love to know if there's team orders in play here by Taipan and Scoob, because, you know, I think Taipan deserves this win. He has driven absolutely amazingly so far, and that is Yuki Bear just getting on at the skids a little bit too hard, gets a little bit sideways, now compromises his lines into whatever turn that was. Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he got hit. You want to see gap to leader interval? Yeah, I can do that. I hate that one. There you go. Gap to leader. So that's your gap to leader. So Taki now taking P4 from Yuki Bear. And Yuki Bear just looks like he is struggling that little bit. Now Taki goes up into P3, battling it out with Kirsch. Kirsch is going to try and fight back as much as he can. We're going to jump back to the interval. Kirsch is only 1/10, 2/10 now behind Taki. He now sits up in the podium position. This is huge points that is needed for Williams. Carl Finitza now dropping a position as well, going back down to P11, while Toppy is up in the points. Carl Finitza now right down the back here in P12, losing more and more positions. Not too sure what's going on. He's had a very decent race. Just looks like he's going a little bit slow at the moment, so he might have a little bit of damage. He's getting a bit cautious too. So we'll go back up here. So Yuki Bear, the man that was leading for a little bit in this Grand Prix, looks to have had a little bit of a mare with somebody. Made a bit of contact. Someone's made contact with him. Not too sure exactly what happened, but has now dropped down to P5. 2 teammates fighting it out, and there he goes. Scoob AU has spun on his own accord. There was no contact made there, and that is a massive, massive loss of points for Aston Martin, as Scoob now drops right down to P12. So jump back up here. Uffenhof now having an absolute killer of a race up into P5. Yuki Bear is now in P3, so at least he is back on the podium, but he will lose a lot of positions because of he'll only lose potentially 3 positions because of his time penalty that he's got. Techie now up into P2, trying to fight it out with Taipan. He's going to try and be clean. I know this because Techie and Taipan are good mates. They are part of I think they're part of a team in Rapid. I'm not too sure. Yeah, softs are dead. I'm not too sure. I don't really understand why people go into the softs during a sprint. Oh my God, Yuki Bear just makes it straight through the middle, goes back up into P1. An absolute phenomenal take from him. A double overtake down the inside, in between cars, getting sandwiched and risking everything for that podium place. He's got that time penalty too, so he needs to keep that in mind. He does not want any contact to be made. Techie now down to P3, while Taipan is now going to track down Yuki Bear ahead of him. Absolute dominant overtake, that one. So Techie now back down to P4. Kirsch retaking P3 from Techie. Is going to try and fight back against Taipan. He's almost on the back of him to the point where he can mount some sort of an attack. But Taipan is only 3/10 behind Yuki Bear. It's not going to matter in terms of Yuki Bear's points because he will lose a few in terms of his time penalty. However, finishing on track first is a massive gain to confidence, so it's something that you want to see. Early tire advantage for track position to defend, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I fully agree. I've seen a little bit of glitching here from Kirsch. Not too sure what's going on there, but we'll keep an eye on him. So Techie is still over the back of Kirsch, but we are starting to see some moves here. Toppy now up into P8. Formula Fish now looks like he's gone around somewhere. He's now just rejoined the track. He's now dropped right down to P13. Salt for my chips. Not doing too well here. Has picked up a fair few penalties. 6 seconds of penalties for him, and Scoob also with 6 seconds of penalties. Yuki Bear, Rapid Kahoot, and Mason Racing all with 3 seconds of time penalties. So they need to keep an eye on that. Try not to gain any more. So we are seeing Toppy and Marshy Peas now going at it. Marshy Peas regains position on Toppy as Top now drops down to P9. Still within the points though, so this could be a really good finish for him. Probably the best finish he's had in a little while. Carl Finitza now down, now gaining some positions up into P10, and that is lap 12 of 12. Taipan takes the win for Aston Martin. Kirsch in the Mercedes in P2. Techie now gets a podium in P3. Yuki Bear drops down to P4 with that 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate for him with the contact as well, so I don't think it made too much of a difference. Hoof in P5. Shifty Wizard P6. JTM P7. Toppy regains position and takes P8 off of Mushy Peas. Mushy Peas in P9. Carl Finitza getting a second point, the lonely point for fastest lap goes to Kirsch as well, so he will get that extra point. But yeah, Carl Finitza takes out that single point for the sprint race. Honestly, that was my bad. I completely forgot that it was a sprint and that we're on the last lap. That's what I was doing, Left 4 Dead. So yeah. So as I mentioned, P10, Carl Finitza, P11. So unfortunately, 11 through to 19 outside of the points, but Formula Fish outside, finishing P11, Rapicoot 12, Magic Shot in 13, 14th it is Mason Racing, in 15th it's Scoob, 16th Salt for my chips on his debut night here at Wallaby Racing League in 16th. It's Stito in 17th, Zervix in 18th, and Dale Bevs, the solo DNF driver for tonight in P19. Remembering that Zoltan also has a race ban. Apparently maintenance is happening now, so this could... Oh, we're fine. We're all sweet. We're in the lobby. All right, so we're going into Zervix. What are you doing? Going onto the wet tires. Georgie, we'll just say Georgie. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that very much. So, no, it's all good. Be careful, lads. I just got kicked from Rapid, and now I can't get back in the race. Yeah, I think things are going to be okay. Not too sure why we've got a Lando Norris in here in P20, so that's a bit strange. Oh, there we go. Sorted itself out now. Zermix currently sitting on some wet tyres. That will be interesting to watch if he comes out. Oh, Taipan hit Yuki in the sprint. Ooh, so that could be a steward's call. And Taipan, as a result, could put Yuki back up into... Did Yuki finish P4? I can't remember. If he did, that'll put him back up into the podium, at least. Wing damage 2, so will be a report. Yep, there you go. So that'll be a steward's report. Yuki and Taipan. So that's one for the stewards to look at a bit later on, which is great to see. Remembering, guys, that we do have the trade the tier 2 trade period opening soon. We do need to make sure that we've got the stewards out of the way first, so that we can at least get things done straight away. Otherwise, it's just too hard to go through everything. And that way, if we do stewards and trades at the same time, well, stewards will be able to see what trades are happening. So Zervix coming out on his wet tyres. On his full wet tyres. This guy is in it for the lols. So he's getting out of the way of some cars currently. Not too sure what he is thinking. But that is a bold strategy there, Carlson. Let's go. All right. We'll jump back on board with some drivers that are currently on a lap. Mason Racing looks like he is on a lap at the moment. Yes, he is. So using up all the track there on the exit as you want. Now we'll jump on board with him. This part here can definitely catch a lot of people out. They can just get a little bit too slippy on the inside line there, sending him out far wide and usually around. Dale Bez now goes fastest with that 108.239. We saw that sort of time in the sprint quali when it was wet too. So I'm expecting a fair bit faster on some of these laps. Mason Racing having a bit of a blinder at the moment by the looks of it. Getting a little bit of a tow as well. Car just sitting on the side of the track there, just letting drivers through. Mason Racing, where's this going to put him? Using all the track he can. Now crossing the line and goes up into P2 with that 108.441. Got some more drivers. Oh, sorry, yeah, Mason Racing. Mushy Peas, the man in the Merc, followed by Kirsch. This guy here, I don't know what he was thinking. Scoob now goes fastest. First man into the 107.9s. Great time from him. We've seen him and his teammate battle a fair bit over the last few races. This race, in the sprint race in particular, they were battling a bit too hard. I don't know. I don't think there's any cohesiveness between the two teammates in Scoob and Taipan, but we haven't really seen anything from their TP to allude to any trades happening. Yuki Bear now goes fastest with a 107.861, followed by Mushy Peas just pipping Scoob with that 107.972. So a few more drivers out on track. Kirsch in P2 now, so the two Mercs in P2 and 3. So great spot for them to start. Kirsch on the mediums as well, getting that time. So he's definitely got a lot more in him later on in the race. He'll have a set of softs ready to go right near the end. So it'll be interesting to see what he can pull out later on. Carl Finitza still in the pit lane. Rapid Kahoot now finishing his lap, opening up his DRS, using overtake, crossing the line, putting himself up into P7, knocking Mason Racing further down the order with that 108.4, and now down into P8. Techie going up into P5. Great lap from Techie. Techie's, I think Techie is a bit of the dark horse in this race, could be. You know, we're starting to see a little bit from him. In the last few races, he hasn't been contributing too much to the team. He's definitely getting points, but you know, he definitely needs to get himself back up the order a bit in terms of helping out the constructors for Williams, because unfortunately with the double points race last week, they've dropped dramatically. So Carl Finitza is now on his outlap, so we'll have to see where he goes a bit later on. JTM on his medium tyres, setting a second lap, going up into P11. So grid with the way it looks at the moment, Yuki Bear in P1, 107.861. Kirsch, followed by his teammate in 2 and 3 for the Mercedes. In P4, we've got Scoob, AU, followed by Techie in P5. Dale Bevs in P6. Unfortunate DNF from him in the sprint race. In P7, it is Formula Fish. In P8, it's Rapid Kahoot. In P9, it's Mason Racing. In P10, in the RB, we have Magic Shot, who has had a bit of a resurgence of recent weeks. JTM in P11 for the Kick Sauber. Salt for my chips for the second Ferrari as a brand new driver to the grid and a brand new driver to the league. So welcome to him. Can't wait to see what he can do throughout the next few weeks of reserving. Top in P13, it's Dito in 14. Carl Finitza now on a lap, so we'll jump on board with him. We'll see what he can do. What do you mean, what's happening, comms? Yeah, yeah, Aussie, yeah, of course you heard trades and you piped up. Of course you did. And there we go. So Carl Finitza now jumps up into P7 for his first lap. So that really helps out Williams in terms of their positioning. As in how you're going. Oh, yeah, I'm going all right. I'm doing well. A little bit sick, but I get there. F1 down for maintenance. Yeah, look, unfortunately, it is. It's a known thing that happens on Tuesdays. Currently, we haven't had an issue, which is really good to see. Touch wood, so I'll touch my desk. I'll touch elsewhere, but, you know, we'll leave that for another time. So, Carl Finitza now up into P7, while Formula Fish in P8. Rapid Kahoot now goes up, but Ulf and Hoof now goes up into P6. That really helps him out as well for the Alpine, right behind Techie. Dale Bev's getting knocked out down to P7. Carl Finitza in P8. 9, it's Formula Fish. Kahoot in the top 10 still, but has a little bit of work to do to get himself further up. Now invalidates his lap as well. Just got a little bit sideways, or a little bit slippy there, just due to that turbulent air from the car ahead. While Mason Racing is in P11, it's Magic Shot in P12. In P13, it's JTM. Salt for my chips is 14th. WRL Top just needs a better lap than this. Is P16. Currently P16. Shifty Wizard now goes up into P6, knocking Ulf and Hoof further down into P7. Dale Bez in P8. Dito goes up into P16, so not a great result from him. Zervix in P18, and Taipan coming out on the wet tyres. That's 2 drivers out on the full wet tyres. Is there something that I'm missing? No, it's definitely not, mate. Martin, they did maintenance on Tuesdays at the start of our season. We kept getting knocked out because of the maintenance. Yeah, Martin, you're very wrong. Extremely wrong. They actually had, I think it was like 3 weeks in a row of maintenance on a Tuesday night at the start of 2024. So, yeah. Yeah, updates are on Mondays, maintenance are on Tuesdays. Anyways, we'll move on. So Taipan out on. I don't understand what's happening there. Why drivers are coming out? Am I missing something? Is this like? No, they're not. They're not behaving like wets, are they? Is this? I'm wondering if this is a glitch, because he's holding on really well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Codemasters glitch. And it's one that I don't think I've ever seen. He's come out in wet tyres, but I reckon on his screen, he's on soft tyres. We'll keep an eye on this lap because it'll be really interesting to see where this puts him. He's on wet. He's doing a practice lap. Does this man race on full traction? Because they are acting like soft tyres. Yeah, okay. No, looking at the time now, he'll do probably a 113, 14 maybe. No, 112. Yeah, so definitely wet tyres. Okay, I stand corrected. We don't have a new glitch. That's unfortunate. So, Yuki Bear still the man to beat. Currently with that 107.8. Kirsch and Mushy Peas in P2 and 3 for Mercedes. Massive positions for them. Scoob with P4. Rapid Kahoot managed to get himself further up the order going up to P5. Techie now drops down to P6 thanks to Rapid Kahoot. Shifty Whizzer in P7 followed by Dale Bevs in P8. Ulf and Hoof in P9 for the Alpine. It's Solved for My Chips. Had a great lap for him going up into P10. Carl Finitza in P11 just needs to get another lap in to try and get himself further up the order as well and help out the Williams team. Kirsch now goes for the fastest lap and gets it done with a 107.749. This track is starting to heat up, and now I think we're going to start to see some decent times coming in because this is going to get spicy, guys. Formula Fish in P12, followed by GATM in P13 on 2-lap-old soft tyres that he set that time in with that 108.2. It's Mason Racing in P14. RB having a bit of a stinker here tonight. P15 for Magic Shot as he is in the pits, followed by Dido in P16, Toppy in P17. Taipan now re-entering the track after he's done his practice lap in P18, so still yet to set a time. We'll just say still yet to set a time. And Zervings in the RB hasn't set a time at all, so he's going to just wait for the very get-go, for the very last minute to get back out on track. Taipan is on no assist and yet held those tyres like that. That's horse manure. Absolute bullcrap. Unreal. Fair enough. Well, it is what it is. So, guys, as I've mentioned previously, we are partnered up with Rapid Racing League and OCE. Guys, they are probably two of the biggest leagues in the Oceania region. So make sure you jump on over to them, check them out. Even if you can reserve for a couple of races, that would help them out dearly. Because I know that at the moment it is a bit of a struggle to fill some of the grids. We've experienced it. We know that all leagues experience it. So if you can reserve for a couple of nights or anything like that, let them know. Jump in their Discord servers and help them out. X-Laps, it's Duck Puncher, man. Kirsch currently sitting in P1. It's Yuki Bear in P2. Mushy Peas. So now Yuki Bear splitting those Mercedes. Well, technically Kirsch splitting those Mercedes as he put in the fastest lap to get himself out of P2 and up into P1. Scoob in P4. It's Rapid Kahoot in P5. Not so washed at the moment, Kahoot, this man. Techie in P6, back on an outlap as well. It's Shifty Whizzer in P7. Dale Bevs in P8. It's going to be interesting to see if he can go any faster. Is that a... Going from previous season to this season, has had a massive fall. I would probably say the same for Toppy. So both Red Bull drivers just having a bit of a shocker this season. Wolf and Hoof in P9, while Salt for My Chips in the other Ferrari, replacing Storm Hutto for the time being in P10. Carl Finenza now on an outlap as well in P11. So this will be interesting. I'm hoping that he can get further up. Zervings setting his only lap and going up into P11. He left it right to the end and can only get P11. Unless he can get back around again and go. But he will need to harvest, which he's doing now anyway. So we'll see. You think Kahoot is fat? What do you think? Look, you know what? There is nothing wrong with being fat. I, for one, am one of the pudgy blokes. And when I say pudgy, I mean I've got some weight on me, and there is nothing wrong with it. And from when I met Kahoot at the AusGP, he's not fat. He's not fat. He looks like he smokes a bit of the ganja, but he ain't fat. And there we go. We've got a Haas around there. Spun. Was that Shifty? There he goes. A Shifty Whizzer. He's now been disqualified for parked in a dangerous location on the grass there. Not sure what he was thinking. He could have turned around on the grass. So, cool. So Yuki Bear now up into P1. Takes the position from Kirsch. Yuki Bear with a 107.5. Kirsch yet to set a lap though. Kirsch, he's got to beat it to take that position. And Salt for My Chips goes P3. An absolute stonking lap from him. With a 107.8. And Techie goes up as well, up into P4. Mushy P still yet to set the lap. Kirsch in P2. Scoob in P3. Manages to take the podium. Oh, not the podium. And he's getting a bit sideways. So, managed to take the bottom step of a podium if that was a race. Salt for... Ooh. Scoob has retired on track during quali, and that is a no-no. So Techie will take P5. Mushy Peas is P6. Guys, I've got that on stream too. Oh dear. Mushy Peas in P6. So we'll have a look. We'll wait for the grid order to finish up, but we'll love to see where Carl Finenza goes. Oh, he's invalidated too. Oh man, you hate to see it. You really hate to see it. He now enters the pit lane. So, starting from the top there, it's Yuki Bear in P1, followed by Kirsch, who's now into the pits in P2. Scoob in P3, could be in a little bit of trouble for retiring on track during quali as well. Salt for My Chips in the Ferrari goes P4. Dale Bears, I was talking about this man just before, now goes P5. Sorry. Techie in P6, followed by Mushy Peas in P7. Just couldn't get the job done for a better lap. Taipan in P8. Bit of a mare from him, considering he finished P1 during the sprint quali. Rapid Kahoot in P9. It's Magic Shot in P10. Ulf and Hoof in P11. Formula Fish goes P12 for McLaren. The solo McLaren, remembering that Zoltan has a quali ban. It's TK Zervix in P13 after setting one solo lap. Not too sure. No, it's just Kahoot, bro. Kahoot, not a fatty. You're skinny. Met Kahoot. Yeah, I've met him. He's a lovely looking guy. We all know that Nunes is fat. Yep. I'm just going to read this chat out. Looks like he should do a photo shoot for Calvin Klein. Scoob, you're done. Mason Racing blocked me and I was 3/10 up. Ooh. Sweet. Well, there it is. as we now head over to the track to start our feature race for Brazil. Sprint race, round 2 makeup race for Tier 2. I know the title might be a little bit confusing where it says, it doesn't, it says it's a makeup race. But yeah, we've gone from round 9 back to round 2 for Brazil, as Tier 2 had all sorts of issues due to maintenance earlier on in the season. Weren't able to race. We put it up to them. We gave them a vote. They all voted to race on the break so they could get the full sprint feeling. At least this week. Oh, here we go. 5 lights ready to be counted down. It's 5 lights. The feet are down. It's Yuki Bear staying in P1. We'll quickly bring up the position changes and everything that I need. Oh, we've got a full yellow. 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Taipan Teki. All the way down the back already. What happened there? It's a VSC off the get-go. I didn't even see anything. I'm not too sure what happened. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh, that's really bad for Teki because... How did that happen? Because Teki started in P6 or 7 or something like that. Anyways, it's some work for the Williams lads to do to get back up there. But Yuki Bear holds position. Kirsch in P2. Salt from a Chips managed to gain a position on Scoob and goes up into P3. Scoob drops that position, goes down to P4. Rapid Kahoot up a whopping 4 positions. Magic Shot up 4 positions. Ulfwood Hoof up 4. Formula Fish up 4. JTM up 6. Carl Finitza up 4 into P10. Taipan down 3 positions while Zervix goes up 1. It's Mason Racing, Top, Dito, and Shifty Wizard all up 3 positions. We just saw a little bit of carbon fibre fluttering about in the back there. Mushy Peas, Dale Bevs, and Teki all down a whopping 10, 13, and 13 positions. Tyres, please. I'll bring them up now. Whoop, wrong one. Tyres. So we're seeing a little bit of a mixed up grid here. Yuki Bear, Kirsch, Salt for My Chips, and Scoob all on the medium tyres. We're seeing Teki come in for what I would imagine is a wing change. Same with the 2 lads ahead of him with Dale Bez and Mushy Peas. Yeah, wing change. I'd be really interested to see what happened at the start there. So I'm looking forward to some... Oh, Taipan also in. He's got a full wing change. And Teki is serving that 10-second time penalty as well, so that'll drop him right down the back. So, we're back to full racing. Yuki Bear in P1, under threat from Kirsch. We've seen a little bit of squabbling with these guys before. Salt for My Chips needs to have a little bit of a better race in terms of staying inside the track limits, as he went 6 seconds worth of penalties in the sprint race. Scoob now under attack from Rapid Kahoot. Attacking, I should say, Salt for My Chips. The DRS is open. Kirsch sets the fastest lap with that 1:10.097. Rapid Kahoot in P5. Great positions for the Ferrari lads here. Salt for My Chips already gains that 3-second time penalty. What did I just say? Carl Finitza also with a 3-second time penalty in P10. Oh, that is very wonky on the screen. Whoa, what's going on here? All right, cool. So Magic Shot in P6 now, while Rapid Kahoot still in P7. Magic Shot's got a little bit of work to do to catch back up to him. And there he is. Scoob gets real sideways. This now allows for Kahoot to take advantage of it and just pull himself right up to the back of him. Scoob also still trying to attack Salt for My Chips, but loses that little bit of time. Doesn't need to work too hard because Salt for My Chips now has that 3-second time penalty. While Salt for My Chips is losing that little bit of time he's got on Kirsch. However, he opens up his DRS and pulls himself up along with Kirsch to get right up to the back of Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear might have a bit of a decent setup for this race. Kalfanitsa now with the fastest lap goes a 1:10.92. And we're seeing some position swaps here. JTM getting the job done on Magic Shot, losing 2 positions. One to Kalfanitsa and one to JTM. And actually, looks like he also lost a position to Ulfenhoof. So something must have happened to Magic Shot. Carl now getting the job done on Itch JTM. We'll go back to this one. Yeah, so Carl now up into P7. So working his absolute arse off to get up there. But it's these guys up here, Salt for My Chips, Scoob. This is the race to be watching at the moment. It's just really close. Don't know what Mushy Peas was doing. I didn't see it. I must have missed it. So only 4 drivers to make a stop currently. Mushy Peas, Dale, Bevs, Taipan, and Techie all had damage. So I'm not too sure if they'll be able to pull themselves back up. We hope for a late safety car, and that is a sideways Ferrari of Salt for My Chips. Managing to get a little bit squirrely there, not losing the position to Scoob though, but it did back him up right up to Rapid Kahoot. Rapid Kahoot just slams that wing shut, doesn't go for a move on Scoob, but he will look to get something done eventually as we now start to see a gap forming between Salt and Kirsch. 1.1 is the gap now. This is not what Salt needs, especially with that 3-second time penalty. He's going to lose a lot of positions here, but lap 5 of 36. It's already been quite entertaining from the get-go. Scoob will try to get a position change done down the main straight under DRS, and I think Rapid Kahoot could take him as well. Zervix now following his teammate going up into P9 from P10, taking Formula Fish out of the, well, not out of the race, but taking the position from Formula Fish. Mushy Peas now gets that 3-second time penalty. 3 drivers, all with a time penalty currently. We're hoping we can keep it low. Kirsch and Yuki Bear now going at it. Kirsch gets the job done on Yuki Bear. Goes down the inside, gets it done under DRS. But Yuki Bear now going real wide on the exit there. May potentially have received a warning. And there it is, Scoob getting the job done on Salt for My Chips. Now Salt hopefully won't back up Rapid Kahoot too much. Hopefully he will move out of the way for him. And then basically sit behind Rapid Kahoot and use him as a DRS weapon. However, I know that these two are in a voice chat, so hopefully for these guys we can see it happening. So Taipan now moving up in position as well into P17. Getting the job done on Mushy Peas. Sorry guys, I might be yawning a fair bit. I don't get much sleep at the moment with work. So Rapid Kahoot, there we go. Salt for My Chips lets him pass. Rapid Kahoot can now pull the trigger and try and get the changes done that he needs. Kirsch dropping back down into P2 thanks to the DRS swapsies that Yuki Bear and him are playing at the moment. But they've got a gap of 1.7 seconds from Kirsch to Scoob. So they've got all the time in the world. They can just sit there and just swap back and forward until the end of the race and then start to put on that show that they want to put on in that final stages. So Kalfanitsa 2.5 seconds off of Salt for My Chips in P6, so he's done extremely well to go from where he has up into P6. However, he's just got to catch. Salt. Uffenhoof in P7. Right on the back of Kalfanitsa. We've got the 2 RBs following as well. It's Magic Shot and Zervix following each other through, trying to get anything that they can. Like I said, they had a bit of a mare last race, but they've been on a bit of a resurgence, RB, in the latter stages of the season that we've had so far. Round 9, I believe they got a P1 and 2 for the 100% race, so scored absolute whopping points, and also jumping, I believe, Williams in the standings. So Zervings now gets past Magic Shot. So it's Dido and Top fighting it out at the moment. A couple of little position swaps there. Top looks to hold position and manages to keep it. But we're going to jump back up the front here. Yuki Bear still only 3/10 off of Kirsch. 3 seconds is the gap now between Yuki Bear and Kirsch. Rapid Kahoot in P3. This will be his best finish this season for Wallaby Racing. There he goes, Yuki Bear pulling the trigger on that DRS, getting the job done on Kirsch. Makes me wonder, like, I get, like I said, I've said this plenty of times, I don't understand. I'm not a massive understander of strategies and all that sort of stuff, but it makes me wonder if Kirsch or Yuki Bear shouldn't pull the move on the first DRS and try and make the move on the second DRS, and then just hold off from there. But I guess it's not going to make a difference, eh? So this is the view from Kirsch's cockpit. All over the back of Yuki Bear. Now Carl Fanitza is now within 1 second of Salt for My Chips. I think Salt for My Chips may have had a bit of a moment because Carl Fanitza was 1.4 seconds behind. It's now within that range. There we go. Yuki Bear and Kirsch managing to swap again under the DRS straight there. But Carl Fanitza, is he going to make a move? No, it's a bit too late. Doesn't get the job done on Salt for My Chips. He's sitting in P6 currently, also under threat from Ulfenhof a bit later on. Toppy and Shifty Whizzer now making changes. Toppy on the inside line gets the job done on Shifty Whizzer, runs him a little bit wide there. That might be something for the stewards a little bit later. But it looks like Toppy now also under attack from Mason Racing. Yes, he is. Shifty Whizzer now down, Dido now down the inside of Top. This is some great racing we're seeing here. It's 2x2. Toppy gets that inside line, manages to hold position there on it's Dido. Salt for My Chips also having a bit of a mare here, dropping further and further from P5 down into P8 and is fully under attack here from the two RBs as the RB now goes through on the inside and Salt for My Chips now drops down to P8, also under attack from the second RB, goes down the inside, now drops down to P9, and is he going to be under attack from the McLaren? McLaren goes around the outside, getting the job done the hard way, and that is Salt for My Chips into the pit lane. We'll quickly have a look at those tyres again, see where he is. He's on medium tyres, 9-lap old medium tyres. 10-lap old, yeah, 9-lap, realistically. So Tito, I'm going to guess Tito or Titao 91210. 90, it's almost 90210. Thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. Any follow that we get helps us out in the long run, so keep going with those follows, guys. If you haven't already, drop a follow, and that way we can spinning in the pit lane. L, yeah. So Carl Fanitza now up into P5. Salt for My Chips now gets that penalty for speeding in pit lane, did he? Oh, he did. 16 seconds. Yikes. Kirsch and Yuki Bear swapping once again. Just playing the DRS swappy game here. Scoob and Rapid Kahoot going at it. Rapid Kahoot holding off Scoob into turn 1. Rapid Kahoot staying in P3. Scoob is going to give him everything that he's got. Carl Finetza 1.6 seconds off of Scoob. He just needs to break that 3-second gap on the drivers behind, and he will hold on to P5, but he's just got to hold it. That's the thing. Zervings and Magic Shot in the RB is holding on for 6 and 7. Hook drops down to P8. Formula Fishing P9. Mason Racing P10. Toppy up into P11. Still under attack from the two Haas's behind him. These two Haas lads are working absolutely tooth and nail to try and get Toppy, to try and get past Toppy. Toppy, although, is also trying his hardest to attack on Mason Racing, tries to go the inside line there, just wasn't far enough up. Tries it again, also not the way to do it. It looks like he's defending extremely hard that inside line there. He's just got to hold on a little bit. Kirsch and Yuki Bear swap again. Scoob and Rapid Kahoot will now swap again. The top 4 positions are going to be playing that DRS train game. So Toppy now managing to get past Mason Racing, but no, Mason Racing has the straight. Oh, there's contact made between the Red Bull and Shifty Whizzer in the Haas. Haas looking like he's just locked up, gone down the inside of the Red Bull and just made a little bit of contact. But now he's going to go down the inside line on top. Top now gets taken by Shifty Whizzer and is now going to come under attack by Dito. So it's JTM also now getting the position done on Salt for My Chips. But Salt for My Chips holds out, makes a little bit of contact wheel to wheel there. And there's more contact. Salt for My Chips is just getting a bit aggressive. More contact made again. He's getting extremely aggressive here. And I dare say, if he keeps this up, he could have a few tickets in against him. Get rid of these tyres. So that's your gap to the leader. There's already a massive gap forming from P8 upwards. Mushy P's close to being lapped by his teammate. It's going to be a Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris situation here from Monaco. And I hope Kirsch waves at him as he drives past. So Dale Bevs and Taipan down the back here. Techie in P18, unfortunately out of the position for points. We need a safety car to get him back in there. So we'll jump back up here with Shifty Whizzer now, the one to try and mount an attack on Mason Racing. But Mason Racing is just defending extremely well to stay ahead of all these drivers behind him under a DRS train. Oh, Yuki Bear now gets that 3-second time penalty. So this is absolute carnage for him now. He is going to be losing out on that position. And there he goes. Shifty Whizzer now gets the job done on Mason Racing under DRS. And Mason Racing now has to tuck back in for a P10. Well, he yet again comes under attack from WRL Top. So it's JTM and Salt for My Chips still going at it. Any contact? Yeah, there is. A massive straight line little effort from Salt for My Chips. I'm not sure what he's thinking or what type of driving behavior this is. JTM, just play it cool, my guy. If you can hear me, play it cool. We are seeing all of this on stream, so just hold out. Just going to keep an eye on this for a little bit. Rapid Kahoot and Scoob just trading positions once again. So I just want to see if there's going to be a little bit of a straight line attempt here. What is he thinking? A little bit ambitious going down the inside like that on JTM. But he gets the job, doesn't get the job done on JTM. Tries to go around the outside. A little bit of contact made again. He gets another 3-second time penalty. Racing this hard with 16, what is it? Now 24 seconds worth of time penalties currently, I think. Let's have a quick squeeze. 19 seconds of time penalty. Sorry, yeah. It's 3 seconds, isn't it? Idiot. Okay. Anyways, we'll jump back up here because we're starting to see some more battling going on as Carl Finitzer now drops down to P7 as he came under attack from Zervings and Magic Shot. These two here are using their teamwork extremely well, just pulling themselves further and further up the order. Carl Finitzer will have DRS under the RBs. However, with two RBs in front of him, they are going to play that team game of who's going to block and who's going to keep driving. They're just as long as they stay within DRS range of each other. Yeah, look, I would. True, Aussie Gamer. I certainly would. I think there's more than enough evidence, man. Yeah. I've seen a lot of it. Oh, and there we go. Zervings gets a little bit sideways there. James on the rocks. That sounds good. James on the rocks. I'll have a Jameson on the rocks. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. That is 3 follows tonight, guys. So keep it up. Like I said, if you are following, if you are watching and you're not followed on Wallaby Racing League's Twitch account, definitely give us a follow. You can also follow us over on Instagram and also on our TikTok account, where you can see some videos going on in there as well. Also, guys, if you're not a part of OCE or... Oh, I hate this view at the moment. It's all shocking. If you're not a part of OCE or Rapid Racing League, get on board with them. They are starting... both leagues now have a iRacing account. An iRacing team. And I believe Rapid as well have started a Seto Corsa team. Specifically, I believe it's for... mostly endurance races. And if that's something that's up your alley, definitely jump on board with them, guys. So, Magic Shot holding off Carl Finitzer, allowing Zervings just to get himself a little bit further up the order there. Williams gets a little bit squirrely on that exit, though. Carl Finitzer is going to pull the trigger under a DRS on Magic Shot. And then he will have to work his absolute butt off to try and get back up to the back of Zervings. 7/10 the gap between Magic Shot and Zervings. So it looks like he's held him off really well. But he's got the straight line speed. And is within DRS range of his teammates. So keeping this gap is exactly what they need to hold off and ensure that P5 and P6 are the way to go. I think they're a little bit too far off of Scoob at the moment to make anything happen there. But Formula Fish also just out for a leisurely Sunday stroll. His closest rival behind him, top 9.7 seconds. No idea what happened to Haas. I just got on here. Looks like we need a safety car. Yeah, we definitely do, man. Badly. But it's Dito now gets a 3-second time penalty. Currently sitting in P15 behind his team mate, Shifty Whizzer. But Salt for My Chips is just falling off of JTM that little bit. Have I got any admins in the Twitch chat? Like Henchman or any other admins? Unique Throne? Anyone? No? Okay. I'll put a message in shortly. So Toppy, Scoob now pitting off of his, I believe they were hard tyres. No, he's gone on to hard tyres. So coming off of his medium tyres, now onto the hards on on lap 20 of 36. So this is, I think we're going to start to see some pit stops coming in very soon. Lap 19, Kirsch. Lap 19, old medium tyres, even though, yep. Okay. Oh, hello, Goffy. Can you just put in the management chat just to keep an eye on Tier 2 chat after the race? Because I'd be interested to see what happens with Salt for my chips. Because I have a feeling he's going to get called out quite a fair bit with the way he was driving tonight, or is driving tonight. But yeah, if you could just let him know. Just to keep an eye on it. Just so it doesn't get a bit out of hand. So Carl Finetza in P6, still trying his hardest to get anything he can on Magic Shot. But Magic Shot just seems to be parking his car in exactly the right position and utilising his teammate ahead of him, Zervings, extremely well. Currently sitting P4 and 5. Remembering, though, that Scoob, who was sitting in P4, has pitted now. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find anything that I can. I'll do my best to keep JTM in check. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it, man. I don't mind calling somebody out and just saying, look, dude, you need to be driving a little bit better because that was shocking. But I expect something to happen tonight. Let's put it that way. That said, though, the Zoltan incident was actually handled extremely well by Tier 2, so I was pretty stoked. Trying my hardest to find something to watch. Here we go, Mason Racing and Toppy just switching back and forward under DRS there. Toppy almost going at the back end of Mason Racing. So Scoob on his fresh hard tyres, now just hunting down these positions. Toppy, here we go. No. Okay. So yeah, Scoob hunting down these positions ahead of him, within 7/10 of Toppy ahead of him now. So he's within DRS range on fresh hard tyres, 2-lap-old hard tyres. Salt gets another time penalty. What is he up to now? Up to 22 seconds of time penalties. Carl Finitz has got 10 seconds of time penalties. Did he pit? No, he didn't pit. So going side by side here. And what an overtake. Carl Finitza gets the job done on Magic Shot. Now sets his sights right in front of him on TK Zervings. But Magic Shot fires back, goes down the inside. Looks like a little bit of contact made there. Magic Shot backs off as he knows that he could have been in the wrong there. Carl Finitza stays in P5. But this is allowing for Zervings to get right up ahead as these two battle. And now Carl Finitza is outside of that 1 second gap. Magic Shot goes down the inside, unable to get the position swap done there. Carl Finitza holds on. 1 second, is now within DRS range. But can he hold on to it? As Zervings looked like he had a little bit of a squabble there, a squirrel with his tyres somewhere along the way as he lost out. But there it is, Carl Finitza outside of that DRS range. He's just got to try and pull it in now, which he has. He hasn't. He has. He's still within it. Can he open up his rear wing? Was he inside of it? He wasn't. And Magic Shot now gets the job done on Carl Finitza as he had DRS, whereas Carl Finitza didn't. So Scoob now goes ahead of WRL top, and he has 8.4 seconds to get to his next victim, which will be Formula Fish. So when are we going to start to see some late pit stops? Rain imminent, Left 4 Dead says. Rain imminent. So no safety car here at Brazil. Only one virtual safety car, which was on the first lap after a big incident somewhere along the way. that unfortunately I missed between Techie, I'm going to guess Mushy Peas and Taipan. So not too sure what happened, but Techie had to serve a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision with Taipan. And that's dropped them all the way back down to the back of the grid here. Unfortunate for them, so there will be no points currently for P16, 17, 18, and 19. And I would assume Salt for my chips will drop right down, which means Taipan will get a position, a point for his team. So Magic Shot currently in P5. Toppy now into the pits. Pulls the trigger. Uff and Hoof also now taking that position from top thanks to his pit stop. Salt for my chips also gets another 10-second time penalty. This is huge. Now up to 32 seconds of time penalties. Now serves 10 seconds that he's got as well. It's just going to put him further and further down the order. Yeah, it is. It is nuts. Yuki Bear now gets a 10-second time penalty, and there's the rain. The rain has now started to fall. We are seeing it on the pit lane exit there. Couple of drops just floating on through. So this will be interesting. Everyone's going to stay on their hard tyres or on their current tyres because they are, the best ones that they could be on. I think now we're going to start to see everybody flowing into the pits. But Yuki Bear now getting that 10-second time penalty is absolutely huge. Now brings him up to 13 seconds of pens. Speeding in pit lane. That has really hindered him for that P1. He was absolutely doing amazing. Yes, he had that 3-second time penalty, but he was outside, so he would have guaranteed himself P2 if that didn't happen. Tyres, yep. So Yuki Bear coming out on intermediate tyres. Same with Top and Taipan. I'm wondering if it's a bit too soon to be coming out on inters. So we'll jump on board with Top and have a quick squiz. Just seems to be taking it very cautiously. Kirsch now into the pits for inters as well. Rapiku into the pit for inters. Yuki Bear now goes back up into the podium place. Magic Shot staying out on track for 26-lap-old hard tyres. They need to create some form of a gap here between himself and his teammate. Oh no, Zervings has pitted. Okay, cool. So a bit of teamwork playing there. So Uff and Hoof on 9-lap-old soft tyres. So a lot of drivers coming into the pits currently. Carl Finetz are coming out. Mesa Racing about to come out. JTM coming out and Dito coming out as well. So Dale Bevs also picks up a 10-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. It's just getting a bit slippery into that pit lane entry. Magic Shot is going to pit this lap. Surely he's going to pit this lap. Jump on board with him. As he comes flying into the pit lane, slows right down. Doesn't get a time penalty, so great job from him. So is this going to be beneficial to him? Staying out that extra lap on those hard tyres, has that worked in wonders? So he will lose the position to Zervings. And I think he'll come right out ahead. Where are we? Of Formula Fish, yep. So he's done extremely well. Right behind his teammate. Great job. Shifty Whizzer, the Haas in P4. Oops. On 12-lap old hard tyres. So he will have to pit because it's starting to get a bit too slippery out there for him, I think. Yeah. Definitely needs to pit. Just can't hold on with that sort of grip. So does he pit now? Or does he stay out? Yeah, he's pitting. So Yuki Bear currently in P1 with 13 seconds worth of penalties, followed by Kirsch, followed by Rapid Kahoot, Zervix, Magic Shot, Formula Fish in P6, Scoob in P7. So he managed to get himself up there a fair bit. Shifty Wizard is in P8, but he will get taken by Carl Fanitza, and most likely, yep, Mesa Racing top as well. Anybody else? Does he get done by Uffenhof? Yes, he does. Does Dino get him? No, he doesn't. He's way too far back. So really unfortunate. But that said, though, it is double points for Haas currently. JTM now gets the job done on Dino as he goes flying past. Now down the inside. On the outside there under DRS. I think I heard DRS. I haven't seen it get turned off. Oh, there we go. DRS is now enabled. Disabled. Gap to leader, yep. So there is your gap to leader. So Shifty Wizard for you guys. Yeah, way too far back to make anything happen from Yuki Bear. So at this rate, it's going to be Kirsch on top with Kahoot in P2. Zervix will jump up a position to P3. No, he won't. Currently 16 seconds behind Kahoot. So Yuki Bear will drop down to P3 at this rate. So it's now spread out. So Yuki Bear has a gap of 1.7 to Kirsch, who has a 5.5 lead on Rapid Kahoot. Kahoot is ahead of both RBs by 9 seconds, whereas Magic Shot is behind his teammate by 1.4 seconds. Scoob has that time penalty looming over his head as well, and he's followed by Formula Fish, who is also followed by Carl Fanitza. Mason Racing is in P9 for the Alpines, while top for the Red Bull is in P10. In the other Alpine, we have Uffenhof in P11, while Shifty Wizard and Dito in the Haas is working extremely well together to sit in P12 and 13. So they'll at least have a few good points to them. We'll also have a quick look at the fastest lap, which is Dale Bevs with that 109.070. Currently outside of the points, so that fastest lap point will not count towards a point for him. So none of the top 15 drivers look like they are going to have a point. But what I am liking is that we've had one VSC and unfortunately but currently no DNFs. Salt for my chips now back down to P19 after serving what I'm guessing is his second 10-second time penalty, because I know he's already served one. So Magic Shot just following his teammate nicely. Shifty Wizard is all over the back of top. This is the closest battle that we have on track at the moment. Shifty Wizard now trying to go around the outside on top. Unable to get the position done. He goes for the switchback. Can he get that one done? He can't. It's just a bit too slippy on his exit there. Goes for the switchback on again, but also can't get it done. Oh, Toppy getting real sideways. Slowing up Shifty Wizard and allowing Shifty Wizard to get ready to make a move as soon as he's got the time to. However, now heading into the back straight, there is no DRS. DRS has been disabled. Toppy is harvesting, and I'm guessing now using overtake. And there he goes. Oof, Shifty Wizard now. No. Does he get the job done? Toppy holding the inside line, but just can't quite keep it on track. Also, Shifty Wizard now going through, getting the job done on Toppy. Now moves up into P11. Fantastic driving. So Toppy is just losing a lot of time here to Shifty. Currently sitting 8 tenths behind. Was ahead on the last lap, actually this lap, and losing a massive amount of time to him. Just can't keep quite on track. Dale Bevs and Techie going at it. Dale Bevs now managed to get the job done on Techie. Techie holding out very nicely, goes on the inside line there, managing to keep it on track and not get a little bit slippy in the wet conditions. Goes ahead of Dale Bevs and stays there, while Dale Bevs will have to just make that fight again another time. Kirsch, 1.5 seconds behind Yuki. He knows he's safe. He knows that he currently has the win. This is lap 33 of 36. It's been an absolute phenomenal race in terms of cleanliness, all bar the man in the Ferrari down the back there. So Shifty Wizard now also getting a job done on Uffenhof. Shifty Wizard in the wet. Just utilising all he's got, all the skill and prowess that he has, and is just making moves. He's managed to get past Top. He got past Uffenhof. He now sets his sights on the second Alpine of Mason Racing. And even though there is a 3.2 second gap in the next two and a half laps, he'll have to wait and see if he can get it done. So Gatsalita shows Yuki Bear will keep a podium position in P3 with that 13 seconds worth of time penalties looming over his head. He will lose P1, he will lose P2. Kirsch will go up to the top step while Rapid Kahoot will stand by his side in P2 for the Ferrari. And it looks like Yuki Bear will drop right down to P3. Zervix and Magic Shot, absolute killer of a race here for these two in P4 and 5. Dito now gets a time penalty for multiple warnings, picking up another 3-second time penalty. There are your penalties. So Shifty Wizard's got 13 seconds, so he will lose a fair whack of positions as well. And Dito has 6 seconds of time penalties for your drivers there. Well, Jet, we aren't going for an overtake. No, I wouldn't go for an overtake. You know you've got it down pat. Just all you got to do is stay within that 13 seconds and hope that there's no spin, and you're all sweet. So gaps are all formed back up again. Top is all over the back of Dito. Is he going to be able to get it done? Magic Shot picks up a 3-second time penalty. So that is going to hurt his positioning. No, it's not, because Scoob is 5 seconds behind. It's okay. Magic Shot might just keep that position. And Scoob has a penalty as well, so don't worry. Don't mind me, lads. So Toppy is going to try everything he can on these last few laps to get another position on Uffenhof done. Can he get it? I don't know. Uffenhof does seem to be losing it a little bit. All Toppy needs to do is just force that error. No contact or anything like that. Just try and force, put on some pressure. Attempt some moves, but back out of them. And Uffenhof will get a little bit sideways and slippy as he tries to put his foot down but gets that nice exit there, whereas Toppy gets a little bit slippy on those rears. Oh, Top gets real squirrely out of there. Now loses that position to Dito. Remember that Dito has that time penalty, so Toppy just doesn't need to fight this. But we're going to go back up the front here. We're going to jump on board with Kirsch, as he will be our race winner for today, currently pending any spins. And there he goes. Yuki Bear has lost it and is now spun on the final lap of the race. Kirsch and Rapid Kahoot now go up to their rightful positions. Yuki Bear will most likely hold on to P3. No, he won't. He is now outside of that 3-second gap. It looks like he could even drop down. He'll hold on to P4. He'll hold on to P4. And there he goes. Kirsch, now the winner of the Brazil race, as Yuki Bear gets that 10-second unserved time penalty. But Kirsch picking up P1 for Mercedes. Rapid Kahoot in P2. Zervinks with an absolute storming comeback goes up into P3. Yuki Bear P4. Magic Shot in P5. Scoob in P6. Scoob goes down into P7, while Formula Fish goes up into P6. Carl Finitza in P8. Mason Racing in P9. Shifty Whizzer in P10, but will get taken by Top, as Top now crosses the line and goes up into P10. Shifty Whizzer in P11 will also get taken by Taipan, as Taipan now goes up into P11. Shifty Whizzer in P12. Dito in 13. Ulfwood Hoof in P14. JTM in P15. Dale Bevs in P16. Techie in P17. Mushy Peas in P18. 19th, it's Salt for my chips. And Techie managed to get Dale Bevs on the line there as well. But I'm not too sure if it was for any points. I didn't quite look at that. So Yuki Bear not happy with that, as you can see in chat. Who just reset to track? I didn't see that. Oh, Yuki Bear reset to track. Ooh, that's not good. And it was caught on stream too. Yeah. Well, that's a DSQ. Oh, online services error. Failed to connect. Oh, look, if that's the case, man, if that is the case and you've got footage of it where you don't have anything and you couldn't see, definitely definitely use that as your defense. Can't even. There we go. Oh, come on. So just quickly run through this. Damn, missed it. Sorry, Goffy. Yeah, Yuki Bear, if you've got all that footage and everything, use it as your defense. I'm guessing, if that is the case, there would be a leeway for that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do any what are they called, podium interviews or anything like that. I have an absolute whopping headache, so I'm going to be going straight to bed. Unfortunately, I am sorry, but yeah, it's just something I'll have to do tonight. But guys, thanks very much for joining us. We have 2 weeks off for everybody. Another week off of racing for everyone. So we will be back, I believe, the 22nd. I could be wrong. But yeah, be sure to join us as we come back for Tier 4-3 on Sunday. So guys, thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.